Why do friends become friends? What does Ramayana and Mahabharata tell us about friendship? The common thing is when friendships happen between friends, there is a common purpose. What is that common purpose? In the case of the Dushta Chatushtayam, the common purpose is defeating Pandavas by hook or crook. They became friends as a mafia group. On the other hand, Rama and Sugriva, when they met for the first time, both of them had the same problem. Rama's wife, Sita, was stolen, was kidnapped by Ravana. And what about Sugriva? Sugriva's wife was also stolen. By whom? None other than his own brother, Vali. And their common purpose is to fight this adharma. Right? That's why they got united. As I was reading it again and again, listening to the nice stories about Mahabharata from elders, that passion has increased over the time. So let's walk through why our epics are a marvelous creation. Don't ask me who created it, what happened, and so on, but I personally believe that our epics are basically marvels. What is the difference between an epic and a classic? Typically, what they say is if it is a classic, it simply means over 100 years, people continue to like that literature, like that book. Epic, typically when translated into Telugu, it becomes a Puranam, right? And it means it is timeless. It has been respected, followed, read again and again by millions of people for thousands of years. That's the difference between an epic and a classic. Our epics are marvels in many ways. I will start with Ramayana. I'll tell you what happened when Ramayana was created, when Ramayana was being envisaged and written by sage Valmiki. Valmiki, Naradudu news ఏంటంటే నారదుడు లోక సంచారి. There is not a single significant person that Narada would not know. నారద తెలియని వాళ్ళు లేరు. నారదుడు లోకాలన్నీ తిరుగుతూ ఉంటాడు. అట్లాంటి నారదుడిని ఒకరోజు వాల్మీకి పట్టుకొని అడుగుతాడు, నేను ఒక 16 క్యారెక్టర్స్ నా మైండ్లో ఉన్నాయి, 16 క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ నా మైండ్లో ఉన్నాయి, అట్రిబ్యూట్స్ నా మైండ్లో ఉన్నాయి, అట్లాంటి 16 క్వాలిటీస్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా ప్రపంచంలో అని అడిగితే నారదుడు ఉన్నాడు అని చెప్తారు. ఆ క్వాలిటీస్ ఏంటి అంటే అది ఆలోచిస్తుంటేనే మైండ్ బ్లోయింగ్ ఉంటుంది. ఎట్లా ఆలోచిస్తున్నాడు వాల్మీకి? వాట్ వాస్ హీ థింకింగ్ when he said there are 16 qualities? One of the qualities that Valmiki was mentioning about is ఏకప్రియ దర్శన. అది లాస్ట్ వన్. ఒక్కసారి చూడంగానే చాలా ఆనందం అనిపిస్తుంది, ఆ మనిషిని చూడంగానే అంత ఆనందం అనిపిస్తుంది. కానీ అంతేకాకుండా సమర్థుడై ఉండాలి. అన్ని భూతాలని, సర్వభూతేషు కోహిత, అన్ని ఉత్త మానవుల కోసమే కాకుండా అన్ని భూతాలు కూడా హ్యాపీగా ఉండాలి అనుకునేవాడు ఎవరు? దృఢవ్రత, చాలా స్ట్రాంగ్ కమిట్మెంట్ ఉన్నవాడు, స్ట్రాంగ్ డిటర్మినేషన్ ఉన్నవాడు ఎవరు? ధర్మజ్ఞుడు ఎవరు? వీరుడెవరు? వీరుడు అంటే ఆర్డినరీ వీరుడు కాదు, దేవతలు కూడా ఇతనితో ఎందుకు పెట్టుకోవాలి, ఇతనితో పెట్టుకోవద్దు అనుకునే టైప్లో ఉండే మనిషి ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా? ఇన్ని క్వాలిటీస్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా అంటే నారదుడు చెప్తాడు, ఉన్నాడు, అతనే రాముడు, ఇక్ష్వాకు వంశ తిలకుడు రాముడు ఉన్నాడు, అతనే అని చెప్పి రాముడు గురించి స్టోరీ చెప్తాడు. ఆ కాన్వర్జేషన్ బిట్వీన్ నారద అండ్ వాల్మీకి లాస్ట్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ అబౌట్ 100 శ్లోకాస్. ఒక 100 శ్లోకాస్లో ఈ 100 శ్లోకాస్ని విస్తరించి వాల్మీకి స్టోరీ మొత్తం రాస్తాడు. ఈ శ్లోకాలలో పవర్ ఏంటంటే, ఇప్పుడు ఇఫ్ యు సీ రామాయణ అండ్ మహాభారత్, ఒరిజినల్లీ అవి తెలుగులో లేవు, ఆర్ హిందీలో లేవు. ఒరిజినల్లీ దే వర్ ఆల్ ఇన్ సాంస్క్రిట్. యూ లుక్ ఎట్ ది ఎంటైర్ మహాభారత ఆర్ ఎంటైర్ రామాయణ్, దే వర్ ఆల్ రిటన్ ఇన్ శ్లోకాస్. నౌ శ్లోకాస్ అంటే ఎట్లాంటి శ్లోకాస్ అంటే టిపికల్లీ ఒక 32 క్యారెక్టర్స్, 32 సిలబుల్స్లో ఒక శ్లోకం ఉంటుంది. ఫస్ట్ లైన్లో 16 సిలబుల్స్, సెకండ్ లైన్లో ఇంకో 16 సిలబుల్స్ ఉంటాయి. మొత్తం రామాయణం మొత్తం ఇట్లా శ్లోకాల్లోనే ఉంటుంది. ఎంత బ్యూటిఫుల్ లాంగ్వేజ్ ఉంటుందంటే అంత బ్యూటిఫుల్గా ఉండడమే కాకుండా అంత ప్రిసైజ్గా, అంత యాక్యురేట్గా, అంత ఎఫిషియెంట్గా వాళ్ళ ఐడియాస్ని, స్టోరీస్ని, థాట్ ప్రాసెస్ని ఆ 32 క్యారెక్టర్స్ 32 సిలబుల్ శ్లోకాస్లోనే ఎంబెడ్ చేసి పెట్టారనమాట. దట్ ఈస్ ద పవర్ ఆఫ్ అవర్ ఎపిక్స్. అండ్ ఓవర్ ఎ పీరియడ్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ ఇవి ఎట్లా స్టోర్ అయినాయి, థౌసండ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇయర్స్ నుంచి ఎట్లా స్టోర్ అయినాయి, దే ఆల్ కేమ్ ఫ్రమ్ పర్సన్ టు పర్సన్, వన్ ఆశ్రమ్ టు అనదర్ ఆశ్రమ్, అనదర్ ఆశ్రమ్ టు అనదర్ జనరేషన్ అండ్ సో ఆన్. అట్లా మౌఖికంగా ఒకడు నేర్పిస్తే అది నేర్చుకొని వాళ్ళు ఇంకోరికి నేర్పిస్తే జనరేషన్స్ టుగెదర్ అట్లాగే నాలెడ్జ్ స్ప్రెడ్ అయింది. రామాయణం వెనకాల ఇంత ఇంత సింపుల్ కాన్వర్జేషన్ దట్ ఎక్స్పాండెడ్ ఇంటూ ఎ బిగ్ స్టోరీ. నౌ హౌ డిడ్ మహాభారత స్టార్ట్? మహాభారతం ఏంటంటే, మహాభారతం కేసులో మాత్రం వ్యాసుడు ఏం చేశాడంటే స్టోరీ మొత్తం మైండ్లో రెడీ చేసుకున్నాడు. హీ వాజ్ రెడీ విత్ ఎ మాస్టర్ పీస్, వన్ ఆఫ్ ది లాంగెస్ట్ ఎపిక్స్. వరల్డ్ మొత్తంలో ఎపిక్స్ అన్ని చూస్తే దెర్ ఈస్ వన్ చైనీస్ ఎపిక్ ప్రాబ్లీ స్లైట్లీ లాంగర్ దెన్ మహాభారత అని చెప్తారు. బట్ ఫర్ ఆల్ ప్రాక్టికల్ పర్పసెస్, యాజ్ ఫర్ యాజ్ ఐ నో, ది లార్జెస్ట్ ఎపిక్ ఎవర్ రిటన్ by the humans ఈజ్ మహాభారత. ఈ మహాభారత మొత్తం మైండ్లో కాన్సెప్ట్ అంతా రెడీ చేసుకున్న తర్వాత హీ వాంటెడ్ సమ్మన్ టు హెల్ప్ హిమ్ రైట్. సో హీ ఫౌండ్ వినాయకుడిని పట్టుకున్నాడు, వినాయకుడిని రిక్వెస్ట్ చేశాడు, నేను చెప్తూ ఉంటాను, నువ్వు రాయగలవా? రాస్తాను అని చెప్పాడు. దట్స్ వేర్ ది ఛాలెంజ్ స్టార్ట్స్. ఇమాజిన్ how this conversation would have happened between these two people, sage Vyasa Maharshi, and గణాలన్నిటికీ అధిపతి అయిన మహాగణాధిపతి విఘ్నేశ్వరుడు. ఓకే, ఇందులో ఏమవుతుందంటే వాళ్ళిద్దరూ ఒక డీల్ పెట్టుకుంటారు. వ్యాసుడు అంటాడు, నేను కంటిన్యూస్గా చెప్తూ ఉంటాను, నువ్వు ఆపకుండా రాయాలి అంటాడు. విఘ్నేశ్వరుడు ఒప్పుకుంటాడు. కానీ విఘ్నేశ్వరుడు కూడా ఒక రూల్ పెడతాడు. ఏం పెడతాడంటే, నువ్వు ఆపకుండా చెప్పాలి ఒకటి, నువ్వు చెప్పేది ప్రతి ఒక్కటి నాకు అర్థం కావాలి. నాకు అర్థం కాకపోతే నేను ఆగిపోతాను, నాకు అర్థమయ్యి నేను రాసేదాకా నువ్వు నా కోసం వెయిట్ చేయాలి, అర్థం చేసుకోకుండా నేను రాయను అని చెప్తాడు. వాళ్ళిద్దరి మధ్య డీల్ సెట్ అవుతుంది. సి హౌ బ్యూటిఫుల్ దిస్. ఇట్లాంటి కథలు ఎక్కడ వినం మనం, ఇట్లాంటి కాన్సెప్ట్ ఎక్కడ వినం. సో సేజ్ వ్యాస మంచి మహర్షి కూర్చొని చెప్తూ ఉంటాడు, విఘ్నేశ్వరుడు రాస్తూ ఉంటాడు. ఇది కొన్ని రోజుల పాటు జరుగుతుంటాడు. తిండి తిప్పలు ఎట్లా ఉంటాయి వాళ్ళకి, మరి ఎవరు చూసుకుంటారు? దెర్ వర్ ఇన్స్టెన్సెస్ వెన్ మహర్షి వ్యాస వెన్ హీ వాంటెడ్ టు టేక్ ఎ బ్రేక్, ఏం చేసేవాడంటే విఘ్నేశ్వరుడికి అర్థం కాదేమో అన్నంత శ్లోకాన్ని ఒకటి చెప్పేవాడట. విఘ్నేశ్వరుడు అది అర్థం చేసుకోవడం కోసం ఆగిపోయేవాడట. చాలా కాంప్లికేటెడ్ ఉంది శ్లోకం, నాకు అర్థం కావట్లేదు, అర్థమయ్యేదాకా నేను రాయను అంటాడు కదా. సేజ్ మహర్షి వ్యాసుడు ఎంత కాన్ఫిడెంట్ అంటే, ఇతనికి అర్థం అవడానికి చాలా టైం పడుతుంది, నేను వెళ్ళేసి వస్తానని చెప్పి వెళ్ళి పనులు చేసుకొని మళ్ళీ వచ్చేవాడు. వచ్చేటప్పటికి అప్పటికి అర్థమైంది అంటే నెక్స్ట్ శ్లోకం చెప్పేవాడు. ఇమాజిన్ దిస్ ఇస్ లైక్ ఎ చెస్ గేమ్, 2 players ఆర్ ప్లేయింగ్ ఎ గేమ్. అండ్ ఒకతను ఎంత కాన్ఫిడెంట్గా మూవ్ చేస్తాడంటే, అరే వాడు నెక్స్ట్ మూవ్ ఇప్పట్లో ఆలోచించలేడు, నేను బయటికి వెళ్ళేసి వస్తానని చెప్పి బయటికి వెళ్ళేసి వస్తాడు. అంత కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ఉంటుంది. లిటరేచర్లో యూ సీ సంథింగ్ లైక్ దిస్. మహాభారతంలో ఈ ఛాలెంజ్ వీళ్ళిద్దరి మధ్యలో కొన్ని రోజుల పాటు జరుగుతుందట. ఆ రోజుల పాటులో వ్యాసుడు బ్రేక్ తీసుకుంటాడు, కానీ విఘ్నేశ్వరుడు మాత్రం బ్రేక్ తీసుకోవట, ఒక్క బ్రేక్ కూడా తీసుకోవట. దట్ ఈస్ హౌ ది ఎంటైర్ స్టోరీ ఈస్ బిల్ట్. నౌ ఐ హ్యావ్ రెడ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ బుక్స్, ఇంగ్లీష్ లిటరేచర్లో కూడా చాలా బుక్స్ చదివాను. What is something phenomenal about Mahabharata and that is not there in other books is a simple concept. ఈ మహాభారతం స్టోరీలో చెప్తూ వ్యాసుడు కూడా ఒక క్యారెక్టరే ఆ స్టోరీలో. ఐ హ్యావ్ నాట్ రెడ్ ఎనీ బుక్ సో ఫార్ వేర్ ది ఆథర్ హిమ్సెల్ఫ్ ఈజ్ అ క్యారెక్టర్ ఇన్ ద బుక్. ఐ రెడ్ స్టోరీస్ వేర్ ది ఆథర్ ఈజ్ నరేటింగ్ ఎ స్టోరీ. ఐ అనుకుంటే ఫస్ట్ పర్సన్లో చెప్తున్నాడు స్టోరీ మొత్తం, కానీ ఆ స్టోరీ మొత్తంలో ఉంటాడు అతను. So what we have never found in other literature is the author is typically writing entire story where he is not involved at all. But in this case, the author himself is part of the story and he is there throughout the story, but not every time. He appears whenever there is a problem, he appears. But imagine the author himself is part of the story. And that's the beauty of Mahabharata. Now, as we go make progress and see how things are happening, I'm always in wonderment when it comes to think about when two great people meet, or two great characters in a story meet, what do they talk about? For all practical purposes, for me, Mahabharata is something that really happened. It's not just a story. It is something that happened on the planet Earth, in Indian subcontinent, in the northern part of the continent mostly. And then as it was going on, I always wondered, when great people meet, what do they talk about? In this case, I have a picture of Sri Krishna visiting the Pancha Pandavas. What do they talk about? How did they greet each other? Krishna is famous for his intelligence, famous for his language skills, famous for many things. Now, when Krishna was meeting Dhritarashtra after a very long time, he keeps on asking them, "Hey, Dharmaraja, how is your kingdom going? Are you getting all the problems of the people directly reported to you? Or is anyone filtering out the problems so that you don't get to know what's happening in the society? Is that happening?" And then what are the other questions that he asks? Hey, are you maintaining your secrets perfectly well? Rahasyam. Are you able to keep a secret as a secret? Or is it getting spilled over to everyone? How are you protecting your secrets? These are the things that they are talking about, how beautiful these concepts are. And then there are, when they meet for the first time, how do they welcome him? Dharmaraja and all his brothers, they go out to the street and wait for the arrival of Krishna. They are waiting inside the kingdom on his throne sitting, let him come. He's not waiting like that. He's entering the street, waiting for the Krishna, for Lord Krishna to come in. Now, in the process, he is not coming after Krishna came in. He is coming in 10 minutes ahead of time or 15 minutes ahead of time and waiting for Krishna to arrive. Let's see the beauty. And when they are leaving, how do they leave? When Krishna meets the entire family and when he is going back to Dwaraka, how are they seeing him off? In a beautiful context, in one of the instances when Krishna visits the Pandavas and when he is going back, Krishna, Dharmaraja tells Krishna, Krishna, you're leaving so early. We want you to stay here for some more time. Please, can you stay for some more time? And Krishna responds, even I want to stay. Even I want to stay here for some more time. But unfortunately, I cannot wait. I have to go. And that's the kind of conversation people have. To this day, in Indian context, when people come visit our houses, when elderly people, especially elderly people visit our houses, we go out to receive them. And when they are leaving, we go out to see them off. Right? That's the power of the relationships that Mahabharata and Ramayana have set together. Even in the case of Rama, when someone visits him, Vasishta visits him, when he visits Vasishta, the kind of conversation happens is pretty similar. Right? In Mahabharata, it's a huge epic. Like I said, it's a very large epic, and in that context, Arjuna, the Pandavas are the younger lot. They are fighting their elders. Bhishma Pitamaha is the grandfather, right? Great grandfather for that matter, maybe. Bhishma Pitamaha. When they meet in the war for the first time, I have to give you two examples how elders are respected. When you fight an enemy who is an elderly person, whom you respected in the past, and whom you respect even in the war, and whom you will respect the rest of your life, how do you fight him? It's a very tough question. You have to fight him, you have to defeat him, but yet you do not disrespect him. How do you do that? So when they meet for a war, not in Mahabharata war, but Dakshina Gograhanam is one of the famous episodes in Mahabharata, when Arjuna and Pandavas are coming out of exile. When they are coming out of the exile, they meet at a war. And Bhishma and Dronacharya, they both are in the war, and Arjuna is on the opposite side. Imagine the people who you respected all your life, you suddenly have to face them in a warlike situation. That was the first time Arjuna faced both Dronacharya and Bhishmacharya in one fight. The conversation was not loud. They don't talk to each other. So what did Arjuna do? He sent an arrow at the feet of Bhishma and Drona. The moment he sent it, and it landed in front of the feet of both the leaders, they instantly understood that it was none other than Arjuna, right? They were just coming out of the exile. They didn't know who they were fighting. They thought they were fighting King Virata and his army. But the moment it fell near their feet, they realized. The way Arjuna respected Bhishma and Drona was, my pranams to you. I'm not saying it with words. I'm telling you through my arrows, right? And they landed on. The second, when he left the second arrow, it zipped past through beside the ears of the Bhishmacharya. The second one, first one is mark of respect. The second one, when it zips past the ear, it simply means Arjuna is asking a question, Kusalama, how are you? And this is the highest form of respect that you can give, even if you are fighting your enemy, the person that you respect the most. right? That's how the relationship exists between the people who respect each other quite a bit, right? And during the Mahabharata war, when it was just about to start, it was Dharmaraja's turn. He took his chariot all the way to the enemy post, and who are the enemies? His grandparents, right? Bhishma, Drona, and all the top stars of the time were lined up in a fight against Pandavas. What did Dharmaraja do? Yudhishthira do? He went to Bhishma first, and he stopped his chariot in front of him, stepped down from the chariot, went straight to Bhishmacharya, and offered his pranams and said, "Whenever I did something big, I took your permission. I want your permission to start the war. Can we start the war?" He's asking, "I'm fighting with you. Can I start the fight?" Imagine the kind of respect that people have, the kind of philosophical, ideological bent of mind that they had. So the question is, can we start the war? Do we have your permission to start the war? Bhishma says, yes, you can start the war. The second question is, whenever I went to accomplish something very big, I went to my elders and asked for their blessings. Do I have your blessings to win this war? Imagine now, this is something goosebumps time. You're fighting an enemy, a respected person, and you're asking for blessings from that person. I want to win this war against you. Can you bless me? Bhishmacharya says, yes, I will bless you. He goes, takes his war, he thanks Bhishmacharya profusely and goes to Dronacharya and says the same thing. Do I have permission to fight you? Number one. Do I have your blessings to win this war? Dronacharya also says, I have my blessings for your win. It doesn't mean that Dronacharya is going to give a cakewalk. He's going to walk away. No, they're going to fight. There's a brilliant fight between both the armies. But at the end of the day, the respect that Pandavas showed for elders was amazing. And quite contrary, the kind of respect that Kauravas showed for elders was pathetic. There was no respect at all. Right? We will not get into those details, but I just want to show what kind of respect that people had for their elders during those times. The next question that occurred to me while I was preparing for this presentation is, why do friends become friends? What does Ramayana and Mahabharata tell us about friendship? Right? On the left in this picture, you'll see 4 people. They are popularly called as Dushta Chatushtayam. The 4 people are Duryodhana, Dusyasana, Karna, and Shakuni Mama. The 4 people, they are popularly known as Dushta Chatushtayam. Why did they become so close? 2 of them are brothers anyway. Duryodhana and Dusyasana are brothers, but for all practical purposes, they became thick friends. Right? On the right side, you will see Rama, Lakshmana, and Sugriva and Hanuman. Right? And there's also Bhalluka Raja there, Jambavanta. They also became thick friends. What is the big difference between the two? Or what is the most common thing between those two? The common thing is when friendships happen between friends, there is a common purpose. What is that common purpose? In the case of the Dushta Chatushtayam, the common purpose is defeating Pandavas. By hook or crook. They became friends as a mafia group. We will win, we will have strong secrets, we will not tell them, we will destroy them. Right? They became very, very good friends. On the other hand, Rama and Sugriva, when they met for the first time, both of them had the same problem. Rama's wife, Sita, was stolen, was kidnapped by Ravana. And what about Sugriva? Sugriva's wife was also stolen. By who? None other than his own brother, Vali. Right? Both of them are going through the same struggle in life. Their wives were stolen or kidnapped from them. And their common purpose is to fight this adharma. Right? That's why they got united. And why are the Dushta Chatushtayam, the Kauravas, so united? By hook or crook, by adharma. Even if it is by adharma, they want to defeat Pandavas. And only through the dharma, both Rama and Sugriva's friendship was aiming at destroying the adharma of stealing people's wives, kidnapping people's wives. So but all said and done, there is a fundamental reason why friends become friends. There is a common purpose that they see. Sometimes it is an achievement, sometimes it is something else. But in this case, I want to show you two contrasting differences between how friendships are made. This case is a classic case of how a friendship should not be, right? In this case, I have here Drupada and Dronacharya. They went to the same school, same Gurukulam. They were trained under the same Guru. They were very close friends when they were children. And Drona, when he came out, he was not from a wealthy family, but Drupada was from a wealthy family, son of a king. He became a king. Drupada became a king. Now, after many years, when Drupada went back to meet his friend, when Dronacharya went to meet his friend King Drupada, King Drupada totally ignored him. Who are you? How can you be a friend of mine? Maybe at childhood I may have said something, right? But I don't even recognize you. I don't even know who you are. So stop pretending being my friend. Get lost. I don't know if he said so much, but the wordings were similar. Dronacharya walked out furiously. I mean, he was furious when he walked out. The first thing that he wanted to do is teach a lesson for his childhood friend. Teach a lesson to his childhood friend. You have insulted me. I will avenge this insult. Right? Now, he went back, found a good student by name Arjuna, who was fully trained. Arjuna goes and defeats Drupada. And then Drupada comes to Dronacharya, begs for his forgiveness. I'm sorry I ill-treated you. I should not have done that. Does the story end there? It does not end there. Drupada goes back. He says, I want to avenge this insult. I was insulted by Dronacharya, so I have to avenge this. So he offers a great penance, and he gives birth to a child by name Drishtadyumna. And Drishtadyumna's the penance was, I need a son who can kill Dronacharya. And Drishtadyumna's birth was basically to kill Dronacharya. In Mahabharata, that happens. In the Mahabharata war, finally it happens. See how a childhood friendship could have been easily resolved, easily taken to good conclusion. Rather, it ended up in a fierce fighting that ended up killing both of them, right? There is, on the other hand, a famous friendship between Krishna and Kuchela. They also went to the same school when they were children, and both of them were very good friends when they were in the school. When they left, it is now Kuchela's turn to visit Sri Krishna. Kuchela was not an ordinary person either. Krishna was not an ordinary person either. When they met each other, Krishna took extreme good care of Kuchela. He said, how are you, my dear friend? I have not seen you for years. And they both cried when they met each other. See the difference between the friendship in Dronacharya and Drupada versus Kuchela and Krishna? They diametrically opposite. No one got killed in the process of this friendship. In the process of friendship between Drupada and Dronacharya, both of them got killed because of the animosity that could have been avoided in the first place if they remained good friends. Right? Friendship between Kuchela and Krishna is a great example for friendship. If there's any friendship day, it must celebrate this friendship of these two people. Now, when it comes to trust, what does Mahabharata and Ramayana tell you? I'll take one example from Ramayana for now. We'll talk about, remember earlier I talked about Rama and Sugriva meeting. They both had the same problem. The same problem in the sense, Sugriva's wife was kidnapped. Rama's wife, Sita was also kidnapped. Now, when they met each other for the first time, what was the kind of trust between them? Rama trusted Sugriva, but Sugriva did not trust Rama at all. For him, Vali is a very powerful hero. Sugriva's brother Vali is a very powerful hero. Now, Sugriva did not trust that Rama is capable of killing Vali, punishing Vali rather. So he puts a lot of tests. He keeps on asking Rama, what do you know about my brother? He's such a powerful person, and you don't look anywhere close to being someone who can fight Vali. I don't think you are capable of doing that. And then the mistrust continues for some time until Rama proves that he can take care of Vali and punish Vali big time. There was no trust for a long time between these two people. But once Rama proved himself, Rama had to prove himself so that Sugriva can trust him. Now you may ask me, why should Sugriva trust Rama? After all, they are strangers. Until they met for the first time, they didn't know about the existence of each other. Even if they know each other, there was a faint recognition of each other, but they never met before. There's no reason why Rama should trust Sugriva, or Sugriva for that matter trust Rama. It's natural.